Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tracy Tucker. I've done the FoodRx practicals twice myself as a participant, and I have been an assistant coach for two other ones as well. And this time around, I get to be the lead coach, and I'm so excited to work with each and every one of you. I hope you're as excited as I am. A little more background on me too. I'm currently getting my master's degree in exercise science with a specialty in nutrition and wellness, and that's expected in August of this year. And I am also pursuing my precision nutrition certification for L1. Now, to talk a quick overview about what this practical offers is it's really an educational program to better educate you on how to properly fuel yourself for your body composition and for your goals. So with that being said, there's three InBody scans that we have throughout the course. There's the initial one that's just on Friday, a midpoint check-in, and then your final scan. So those are done from 5 a.m. to 9:30 time slots. I see a ton of you have already signed up, which is awesome. So if you haven't, make sure you do that. And it's at that time for a reason. So we want to make sure we get the most accurate reading. So it's first thing in the morning, before any food or water, before any workout, and then we're good to go. So please email me if you have any issues, but we're trying to keep it the best we can into that time slot. Also, at the initial weigh-in and at the final weigh-in, that's when we're going to do the progress pictures as well. So you guys have already purchased the $100 fee for this course, and then it's additional $20 for the progress pictures. So the only thing with that is the photo booth is only going to be set up from 5 to 9:30 as well. So you want to make sure you get in that time slot so you can take your pictures, because you actually have to purchase the pictures to be able to be eligible to win. If you don't if you have the best results but you didn't get the progress pictures, unfortunately you're not the winner. So that's just something to be mindful of. Speaking of winners, so there is a top female and a top male with the best results will be announced the winner. And this practical around, we also have an overall effort winner. So that's someone that engages in every social media contest, tracks their food every single day, and stays accountable in that way too. With the prizes, so those winners will receive 1 month membership for CFS, 1 month membership of one-on-one nutrition coaching with me, which both together is a combined value of $300. And then there's also weekly social media contests, which have a value of $50. So with the contests, I'll post a thread on Fridays of that week, and then you have until Sunday to submit your reply in the comment box, and I will enter your name into a raffle to be drawn on Monday. And like I said, the prizes is $50 of a gift card, which is super awesome, and another way to win some free stuff. So next, you'll see in the attachment of this email, there's also a ebook for this practical that I've put together, and it's just a place to have a hard copy of all the things that I think you'll need. And it would be a good idea to print out, maybe just to have, you can pull it up or save it in your phone somewhere to make sure that you can pull it up easy access whenever you need it. So I'm just going to go over this ebook as quick as I can with you, just to give you a little more background information on it. So I provided a grocery list. It doesn't have every single food item in the world on there, but just some like main ones that I think would be super helpful when you're shopping. And I think you should use this time in the practical these next 6 weeks. If you have any outdated stuff in your kitchen, you've had the same, spoon set for 10 years and it's time to get new ones, use this as the time. It's time to upgrade a little bit and make sure you're all set up for success. Put the investment in now and it'll pay off later on. And I have all my suggestions on there for you. You'll definitely need a food scale and measuring cups, because we're going to weigh and measure our food throughout this. And then I also recommend things like glass and metals over plastic for containers and things like that. So you'll read through that. And then I have my suggestion for meal prepping. If you think you can do this without meal prepping or having a meal service provided for you, I don't think you're going to be as successful as you think you are, because you have to prep your food ahead of time to ensure success for you. It's just use this 6 weeks now as a practice of that, and establish a really good habit with it, so that after the 6 weeks you can take with you what you liked and what worked for your lifestyle. I think that'd be the right way to go. So with this practical, we are using MyFitnessPal app. So it's an easy, free app able to download from any phone, which is super awesome. And there is a premium version, not required for this practical, but highly recommended if you can do that with your budget. I think it would be worth it. It's either about $50 one time a year or about $10 a month. I have it. I think it's worth it, but again, it's not a requirement. And then I provide all the instructions on how to set up your MyFitnessPal app. But some things to be mindful of. Number one, you will not have your macro numbers tonight. I will get those to you delivered by Sunday at the latest. So you're going to just kind of skim past that or plug in whatever numbers it gives you for now and maybe just work on getting used to navigating the app and playing around with it and even tracking your food now just to get used to it and familiar so that when you get your meal plan on Sunday, you are good to go. Next is you're going to want to make sure you turn off any activity tracker that you have, because when I write your macro plan, I include your activity level for that. So we don't want it doing double the work. So just make sure you turn that off. Don't have them correspond with each other. All right. And the biggest thing, again, is you're going to want to plan your meals ahead of time. Some people are super ambitious and plan for the whole week, but there's features on there too that make it super simple, like copy and pasting meals, and it recalls frequent meals that you can just upload that way. So you want to just make sure you're always plugging your food in first and then eating, because if you try to track and log throughout the day, it's going to be really, really hard, and I feel like you'll be left very disappointed and frustrated, and we want to keep life simple and easy. So let's just do everything ahead of time for these next 6 weeks. Then I proceed to just give a little breakdown in case I'm rambling on here about macros and you have no idea what a macro is. That's totally okay. I have all those definitions for you on here too, just to give you a better idea. And then I talk about how we should build our meals. We want to log into MyFitnessPal app. It should be a quick, easy thing. We shouldn't spend all day obsessing about it. We just plug it in and keep it moving. So I like to keep breakfast the same, and then I use the rules of 2 for lunch and dinner. And then I have a snack, which is my post-workout shake or snack, because I train for performance. So that works for me. But the structure of 3 meals and a snack, I think, will be the best way to start off. If you're not someone that does that, there's features on MyFitnessPal app that you can adjust to your lifestyle the way you want it. But just keep in mind, it might be a good way to just keep it as simple as possible. Even for meal prep, all you have to do is think about lunch and dinner is a little bit easier in that sense, but whatever is best for you, please proceed to do it that way. And then I go over a little bit about making sure how you hit your macros, make it easy for you, and then weighing your food. And I also provide a super cool link from Working Against Gravity. It's a page that's full of links of different tutorials on MyFitnessPal app, along with the attachments in this email. So any questions on how to work MyFitnessPal app should be answered with the resources we've provided for you today. And then I proceed to talk about food quality should be number one always when we're building our meals. Some different MyFitnessPal app life hacks, that's super helpful. And then a big one to make note of is common mistakes that occur when tracking, to make sure that you don't have those happen to you. And then I go over talking a little bit about your goals. So when we talk about dieting or dialing in our nutrition, we think of 3 reasons why we do it: for aesthetics, for performance, or for longevity. And one thing we really need to keep in mind is we cannot have all of those things at once and do them successfully. You can't even have 2 of them at once. So we need to pick one thing, and that's what you're going to write on your registration and waiver form in the goals section, so I know exactly what you're looking for. Because we want to make sure that your plan coincides with your goals. And then it helps promote this idea of dietary periodization as well, which is super important to give our body the recovery times in between. Just like your training, you have different periodization, the same thing for your diet. So that's just something I wanted to make sure that you were mindful of. And then there's a couple little tidbits about what to do after the practical. We have a couple options through CrossFit Syracuse lined up for you. And then I give you the goods. A couple recipes, super easy ingredients, instructions, and bonus features for each recipe. Also with the macro breakdown, there is a quick add feature on MyFitnessPal app. You'll see, and you just plug in the macros, and it's a quick add for 1 serving, and it's pretty convenient, which I love. I hope you like the recipes as well. And then I finish off with a little bit of some lifelong habits that you should start incorporating into your routine to help keep a balance with your hormones, stress levels a little bit lower than we're used to, and just some tricks of the trade that I had up my sleeve. I wanted to share the goods with you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at Tracy at CrossFitSyracuse.com. And be sure to tune in on Thursday at 6 p.m. for the live Facebook event in the private FoodRx Facebook group. I will be on there to do a live Q&A for anything that you want to ask me. So if you don't feel comfortable asking me, feel free to email me any questions. But I want to answer as many of those questions for you that I can on Thursday so that when we meet and you have your macro plan, you're good to go.